It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
So the irony is, I'm totally. It's the irony is, I'm going to talk tonight about how much I like technology, and here I am over on the side fighting with a camera. It was the camera that was up there. This camera, I couldn't get it to work, so I swapped it out, and I moved it back there. And for whatever reason, I still can't get it to work. So this should be interesting. Now that I messed up the intro, should I play the intro again? Do people want to see the list? Let's say hello to people. See who's here tonight, because it's going to be one of those streams. It'll probably be a short stream tonight. I'm a little tired. I did stay up probably a little later than I should have last night, and it's definitely affecting things. But let's say hello to RD0 from Awesome American Model Railroading, Brad Anderson from the Model Railroad Down Under, starting off with two of our members from down in Australia. We got Cameron from Caboose 121, we've got Cascade Southern Model Trains, we got Creepy 013, we got David Atkins, we have Dragon Ball Tech in the house, DB Tech. David Atkins is here. Containerman 68 coming in. Carolina Foothills Railroad, D Knight. Welcome, sir. We've got Drew Dude's Model Trains. We've got Dwight Curley, Kyle Stevens, Lynn McCurdy, and the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club. We've got Martin Searsma. We've got Marty from M&M Short Lines. Andrew, Mr. Pictovid's in the house. Missile Hunter 5 is here. Mystic Southern Railway. Norman Rowe is here. Mickey Cullens, the pirate of the model trains, or the pirates of the model trains. We got Mike from Rail Artist, Ray Ron VR's in the house, Ron Moen's here, Roy Eltham. We've got Shane's Trains, Shay's End Scale, Stephanie Paul, and Steven from Wig Wag Workshop. Let's go back up to the top, see who I might have missed. Adam Cruz is here, Daniel Banks joining us, Dwight Curley, I can't remember if I said your name, so we'll say it again, Drew Dude's Model Trains. I'm probably, John from Mystic Southern Railway. Probably just starting to repeat names at this point. I do have a little poll going that I'm going to check. Tonight's going to be a little more of a conversation than a project that I got going on. I pulled a couple things out onto my desk, and I thought I'd just kind of talk a little bit about some of the different things. But the poll tonight is, when you go into Model Railroad Room, would you rather work on scenery or electronics? We have 53 votes, and 68% says scenery, and 32% says electronics. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to end this poll. I'm going to put up another poll. Apparently I said hello to John twice, so we'll say hello again. I don't know what this means, but I don't know if that means you have 45 people in a car. Anyway, I'm missing some conversation somewhere. Oh, Leamington Station's here. Rebel in Trains is here. Steve 87th PSAP is here. So, Ray Ron says if it's Digitrax, I'm on board with electronics. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. So, I think Caboose 121 is getting at, I think where this next question, this next poll question that I'm going to post comes from is, is the, let's say it this way, is the electronics side of model railroading considered modeling? So I'm curious because I started modeling Monday. Polls up. Provide your answers. I started modeling Monday because because I wanted to do more modeling and I wanted to build more things because I thought that's what I should do. And you look at all the bigger channels, and model railroading is, a lot of structure builds, dioramas, all kinds of different things like that. I'm not using StreamYard anymore. I actually got rid of my subscription. I've got plans to bring up guests through other ways and stuff like that. But yeah, no more StreamYard. So is electronics modeling? Manny Fernandez, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Much appreciated. We've got, let's see, if it's an electronic, it's a hobby, but not scenery. And I totally agree with that. But is it modeling? So is the, depends on how far you want to do. Prototypical for dispatching, it's a must. Container Man says the only electronics that's going to be on my layout will be the NCE power cab. So like Container Man's not going to do signaling. He's not going to do crossing gates. He's not going to, do switch motors, all that stuff. So Container Man's just NCE, none of the other accessories that go along with it. The irony of this stream is that I picked up a scenery kit from the post office today from Ontario. Hey, Tim, welcome. Just wait until you do signal addresses with NCE Light It, with JMRI. He's not going to, because he's not going to add lighting to his railroad. He just said no electronics. So what are you using now? I thought StreamYard was the gold standard. StreamYard, we're diverging a little bit, but, there we go. DB Tech, yes, it's still modeling. And I'm going to, it's good. Chat's going by a little fast. I'm going to show some stuff on the table in a little bit, and we'll see like what parts of this stuff are modeling and which parts aren't. Robert says they don't have any electronics besides lights and one crossing signal. So no switch motors, no switch motor control, none of that kind of nonsense. So StreamYard, just to take a little diversion, when you use StreamYard, everything you do is going through StreamYard servers, and it's making a round trip up to StreamYard, back to you, up to, YouTube and all that kind of stuff. To do like all the chat messages go through StreamYard, everything goes through services. And when you use StreamYard to do a chat bot, you have to use chat bots that are up in the cloud with various servers and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to remove the need to use as many external servers as possible and to run everything like myself. So Video Ninja is, as far as like the gold standard of video stuff for this type of thing, I would say is Video Ninja. And David, I agree. I just might be, and that's going to be part of the that's definitely going to be part of the conversation. Oh, there you go. Prototypically, the area modeling had manual throw switches and no signals. Well, there you go. Well, I'm not going to download anything else, so I guess I won't be on any streams anymore. There's nothing to download. Just like StreamYard, you access it through Chrome. Video Ninja, you access through Chrome. There's nothing to download. That's what I like about it, is it's, you don't need to have software on your computer. It runs through Chrome or through another browser, but it's peer-to-peer. So we're not sending our information up to some, other server that's collecting it and storing it. It's just a direct connection. So, when I have a guest on, it's a direct link between it. Yeah. Brio trains. I wanted Brio when I was a kid, but they were so expensive. So yeah, to join as a guest on my stream, there'll be nothing to download. There'll be no special software. It'll be simple. That said, you'll need a good internet connection, unfortunately, because it is peer-to-peer. You need to have a good connection. One of the advantages of something like StreamYard is that the server side of it compensates for a lack of things like internet connection, CPU power, and some of that kind of stuff. But yeah. What happened to Kyle Steven? Man, that's bad. Hi, Kyle Stevens. I have a bunch of Brio. Kyle saying hello to people. Yeah, I don't know what happened. No, I don't think I ever had Brio because I thought it was just way too expensive. So yeah. Sorting out automation on my layout using JMRI is now a brain killer. Yeah, one of the things I really like about model railroading is the automation part of it, and not necessarily things happening by themselves, but just the idea that you can have things happening. Like, the locomotive goes by a crossing signal and the crossing gate closes, whether you close it yourself manually or whether it happens with infrared sensors or optical sensors or anything. To me, the train traveling through an area and having the area respond to the actions of you operating the train through the area, I find very interesting. So we got to make a screen name and password? What do you mean you got to make a screen name and password? There's nothing to log into. I mean, yes, I will password protect, the connection so that when we connect, random people can't just come on. But there's no, you don't need to give your YouTube information over to anybody. You don't need to provide your email. You don't need to log. There's nothing to log into. You're just joining, and the name you put in, the screen name, can be whatever you want the screen name to be. It doesn't have to be attached to an email, or you don't have to verify your, whatever. So, Yeah. Follow this chat. One cannot be under the influence of alcohol. It's probably true. Yep. Shane, you get a link and a password. And you type that in and set your name. That is pretty much the end of it. And right now the password's pretty much been 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and that's it. So, I mean, it's not happening, Heath. Keep getting roadblocks, follow the instructions, and still get stuck somewhere. Are you talking about setting up JMRI for automation? I will say JMRI was written a long time ago, and it's a little clunky. It's a little clunky. So, John from Mystic Southern says, I skipped meals for a month so I could get a Digitrack Zephyr, feeling dizzy now. So let's see how the poll's going. Is the electronic side of model railroading considered modeling? We had 78% yes. We had 22% no. So why don't we do this one too? I think I know this one. Yeah, something like train controller is designed for automating stuff. So yeah. You don't need to relearn anything. If you've ever used StreamYard, it works exactly the same way StreamYard does. It's easier than Zoom. It's easier than Skype. They all work the same way. It's the same buttons on the bottom of the screen. Yeah. So, mail went out today in the hands of USPS. You should get it in July. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what was I thinking for my next poll? Oh, so let's see. Now this isn't the next question isn't going to be. It's just what do you use now? So it's not a which is better question. It's what do you use now? What do you use now? So we'll try that poll. We'll see how it goes. Rusty, we're always having fun. I hope you're having fun as well. So we'll see how that goes. So the poll is DCC or DC. What do you use now? So it's not what do you want to use. It's not which is better. It's just what do you have now? And I guess I should have included both, but I kind of assume if you use DCC that you probably are using both, because it's that's the way it is. I actually wish if I could have gotten this camera working back here, I could have shown you Video Ninja and kind of shown you how easy it is, but I can't get this camera to work. I'm not gonna fuss with it. I was fussing with it for a while. There you go. Well, he says poll doesn't apply to me. I use radio control. So DCC technically stands for digital command control. So I would say that radio control is a digital digital protocol. It's very likely digital. Yeah. So again, DCC being digital command control, not being necessarily the strict protocol. So we'll use that. So if you use Lionel, the newer systems, the digital systems, then yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I did know the club wasn't DCC. The HO side of your club is DCC. The O scale 2 rail side is knocked. I saw the same thing. Click DCC and it recorded DC. The poll's broken. Oh no. End poll. We'll try that one again in a second. Mike Rail Artist says, if I had a decent income per month, not being on social insecurity, yeah, I would go DCC. My best friend here in town is an electronic genius. Yeah, I guess it's kind of let's try this one again. I am using the following to control my trains. We're going to go with, instead of, we're just going to say digital and analog, because that will, I think, make things a little bit clearer. Yeah, so I redid the poll. Something was a little bit, something was a little bit wrong with the poll, so I'm trying it again. Yeah, and Cascade, a lot of the stuff behind me, some's DC, some's DCC. Martin, are you really asking what DC is? DC is direct current. It's an analog method of controlling our trains. Yeah, and this is a little bit of a thing for me as well. I like just buying, something with the decoder inside it already. So, DC is the nation's capital. That it is. Yeah, it's, just like with anything, when you go from analog to digital, or you go from, you bought a new car and you're going from one car to another car, or you're, doing anything, it kind of involves change. And I think, some people like change and some people don't. And Martin, I couldn't agree more. I think DC is way more complicated than DCC, especially if you're doing block, creating blocks and all that kind of stuff. Shay's, more power to you. Kyle, yeah, feel free, if you want to ask tonight, feel free to ask. I'm just kind of shooting the SHIP tonight. But yeah, let's so my theory is, and this is of course very controversial, is that I use DCC. I don't really care who manufacturs it, as long as it meets my needs. DCC is a tool for me. I am currently using a LocoNet based system. I wanted something that had bidirectional communication. That's one reason I ended up with, LocoNet based stuff. The other reason was just that the club I was looking to join happened to be Digitrax. So, being LocoNet based, I was able to get Digitrax throttles and be able to integrate. I do want to get my hands on an NCE starter set at some point. I think it'd be fun to learn. I have DCC right now. I don't have any LCC. I don't know if I'm going to get LCC because I have LocoNet. So I don't know that I don't need another bidirectional protocol, but we'll see. I would say that wiring digital turnouts would appear to be more work than analog turnouts, but that's just me. Personally, I agree. I wired up 6 SMAILs and I basically just wired them all together and, went on with my day. And this is a valid point. DCC and DC analog and DCC digital have the same complexity, but one is on the hardware side and the other is on the software side. So analog control, it's a lot of sort of hardware manipulation, whereas you can do a lot of stuff with software for other ways. No wiring my DCC turnouts at all. Mine are already wired. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Sparky is giving away an NCE starter set at Christmas during the live stream. Thanks to Containerman68 donated that. I believe, Sparky, you're doing it on January 25th at 4 p.m. It's going to be the live stream. Who knows how long it's going to go, but pop in if you're around. Are you still taking donations and stuff? He was doing donations and things through OVR. I think it's still early enough. He should still be able to get stuff from them. So, yeah. Possum Bias says, I plan on using Wi-Fi and smartphones to communicate. Heath, what was the name of the site where you got your reversing train setup you run. Depends on which one. The Motorman, which is the DCC system that I'm using, that can also be DC, is from Iowa Scaled Engineering, and I bought it right from their website. Did I really say January 25th? That's really funny. Um, I don't know what month it is. I don't know what year it is. So you can still donate if you want to the Christmas fund. It's just not matched by Lauren now. That is a very good question. I have no idea. Yeah, so the Motorman comes directly from Iowa Scaled Engineering. I don't know if they sell through anybody except for themselves. I'm not really sure, but I got it direct off their website. The analog system that I have, though, is from Circuitron. I don't know how to say it, but I got it through Iron Planet Hobbies. So, yeah, Cascade, I'm sorry. I know. If the package gets there before your giveaway, feel free to use some of the prints. There you go. It's 1964. Everybody knows that. Yeah, people ask me how old I am, and I have to first try and figure out what year it is, and then figure out what month in the year it is, and then it's a whole mess of things. Let's see, Shay Zenskill. Yes, it does, Awesome America, but I really have the ESU wireless system right now and have NCE in my son's room with his track. There are so many interesting different systems out there, all with the good and the bad. And, I got a bunch of things. This is NCE. This is from Logic Rails. This stuff is from DigiKeys. I do have a Digitrax thing. This is a speedometer, but I actually have two speedometers in here. I've got the regular AccuTrack speedometer, and then I've got this other one, which is from DRM Digital Decoder. It's not as fancy, but it's also significantly cheaper, which is good. Frank says, Heath, I missed some of what's going on for the giveaway this year. Oh, yeah, Frank, unfortunately, I started working in October, and I've just been busy with work, and I'm not doing... I'm not giving away the starter sets this year. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not doing it. I don't know if anybody else is. Yeah, Ron, thanks. The Air 2 from Iron Planet Hobbies works great. Iron Planet Hobbies has been a great supporter of the channel. There are a lot of people that have been really great supporters of the channel. So if you give me about 40 seconds, I do just want to thank everybody and just show a list of the people that are members and that are sponsors. So Brad Anderson has me stumped on this one. I have no idea what MQ Trains is. So a Pi Sprog, if people don't know, is a little bit like a... A Pi Sprog is kind of a like a PR4. It's a USB to DCC interface. A lot of people use them for like programming tracks and stuff like that. In the case of Digitrax, they're also used to update their equipment, but the Pi-Sprog has a higher amperage to it, so you can use it to run a layout as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I like the t-trak Zephyr is a good system. The LNWI is their Wi-Fi module, which is pretty great. Don't need lights when you model the 1870s. That is true. Uh-oh, who got denied? I don't know who got denied. Now I'm confused. Ah! Wrong button! That was the wrong button. Sorry. I meant to hit that button. Thank you, Cameron, so much. Some support. Super chat, $2. Thank you so much. I knew about all the electronic DCC stuff. The word scenery in the stream title was clickbait. Okay, so I haven't gotten to that. Come on. I'm trying to sorry, I'm trying to turn things back on. I guess I don't really need to turn it back on, but let's see, studio mode. Alright, I'm back to normal. Sorry. Me unlisted but recently added. Me. I'm not sure what's going on. Model Railroad Down Under MQTT protocol. I don't know that one. Now you've got me very confused. Yeah, technology. In all fairness, except for that camera back there that I'm fighting with, the technology's not the issue. It's the brain in my head. The Motorman is standalone. It doesn't connect to anything at all. It's completely self. It does everything. You don't need anything at all. You don't need a throttle. You don't need anything. It's completely separate. Yeah, I think you need to mark the button as your sponsored button. Stop hitting it. Yeah, it's... The problem is it's farther away than the other button. So I think I'm kind of making a mistake. This is a kind of cool little feature for people that are members. And I know it says new member, but he's actually been a member for 9 months. And you can tell that because he's got the little red logo next to his name. But you can send sort of messages that get highlighted when you're members, which is kind of cool. All right, so the title was Scenery versus Electronics. We talked a little bit about it in the beginning where I asked, is electronics modeling? Was a little part of it, but the real reason why we're talking about it tonight is for Modeling Monday, I've been focusing on scenery and structures. And it's not scenery and structures is one aspect of model railroading, but it happens to not be my favorite part. My favorite part of model railroading happens to be electronics. And I think that one of the things I really love about model railroading is that there's kind of something for everybody. And that's what I think makes this hobby very unique. But I've been trying to do a lot more scenery and a lot more structures and a lot more of those kind of builds. And I found myself kind of getting disinterested in that aspect of it in particular, but then also just not enjoying it as much. And then I started doing more tech stuff. You know, the Wednesday night stream, I spent, 4.5 hours fussing with these little cameras, right? And, I know your average person isn't going to want to spend 4.5 hours to get a little camera to work, but for me, I love this aspect of it. So I'm trying to find the balance between doing things that I know are more popular, which I think it's pretty obvious, I think, to most people that the videos, you know, Luke Tao and Kathy Millett, like you look at the big YouTubers and they're doing dioramas and stuff like that. And, I kind of thought, oh, like maybe that's what I need to do. I need to do more of that. I need to learn more of that. And, some people love building craftsman kits. Model railroading is very multifaceted. So Mr. Pitovid, who does G-scale, right? His scenery in a lot of cases is the grass outside. So it's a little different, but yeah, track work and technology are my strong interests. And, I know that channels that do a lot of electronic stuff aren't big fan favorites necessarily, but it's what I enjoy. So I am going to keep working on the t-trak modules. I want to get better at scenery. I want to learn scenery. There are aspects of scenery and structures that I do like, but I also want to spend more time. Yeah, hopefully there'll be more wood. Yeah, Edward, agree. All these electronics, scenery, they're all kind of sub operations, are all sub hobbies of stuff. And so Wigwag says, I work with technology for my day job, so building craftsman kits and scenery is my escape. I don't work with technology for my day job. And like Andy Estep points out, Kathy Millett and Luke Talon have been abstaining from railroad subjects in their dioramas because they claim that there is less of an audience for those. Boily Hobby Time called out Luke Talon for his mine build, right? So channels that are strictly diorama build channels are now watching kind of an X model railroad channel for inspiration. So yeah, and that's, for me, the goal of the electronics is to enhance the interest of the layout. I try to I use the bulbs that Dave Meeks uses. If people don't know Dave Meeks, he's got a great podcast and a great channel, Thunder Mesa Model Railroad. I forget what his podcast is called, but Thunder Mesa is his thing. Dex Cutter 18, I mean, the non-railroad videos get like 4 to 5 times the views, and that's the thing. But for me, my passion's the electronics. So my goal is, with this sort of stuff, is how can I use it to kind of enhance things with the layouts, and like how can I integrate it. So I did part 1 of the video, released it on Friday. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and check it out. But I'm working on a small little shelf layout that's going to have a bunch of technology on it, and hopefully it's going to have a camera that works, if the darn camera would work. But it's going to be more technology based. That project is going to be more technology based. And then I've got the t-trak modules, which will be more scenery based. So yeah, I mean, this technology is fun to me. I mean, like, the idea of a fast clock, I think, is kind of a fun little thing. What I'm thinking about using the fast clock for is to have it in the background of the videos, so that you can kind of get a sense of time. So the new if you haven't watched Friday's video, the new project is basically a small switching puzzle, and my goal is to make the puzzle be able to be operated remotely. And one of the things about a puzzle is that it's a game, and one of the games with the puzzle is just getting things in the right spot. But the other part of the game for the puzzle is doing it for time. So I'm thinking that this fast clock is going to be used for that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I am wondering what software you're going to use to allow us to control the trains on the modular. So the puzzle is going to be JMRI. I'm going to use Video Ninja. I'm going to use that peer-to-peer camera system. And there'll be just a single website. It's not going to come up right because the camera is not working. And that's very frustrating to me. But let's see. Let me see if I can get something up on the screen so you can see. I'm trying to get something up so that you can see what it's going to be a little bit better, but I don't know if that's going to work. Here, let's do this. So this is what it's going to look like. So how you handle decoupling. Magnets. Just magnets. Delayed action magnetic uncouplers, and I'll do a video on how it works. So the goal is that everything will be 100% controlled remotely, and this is it's not remote desktop. So this is what I have set up. Let me turn myself off for a second. Oh, looks like I can't turn myself off. Oh no, there we go. So this is what it'll look like. You'll it's not remote desktop. It's you'll go to basically humancity.org/timesaver. It is password protected, so you can only get in if you can, you know. And I'm gonna do all kinds of videos on this, so I'm kind of glossing over this a little bit because I will do a lot more specifics, but we'll figure out who's going to access it when, and you'll go to humancity.org/timesaver. You'll type in the password, and there'll be a JMRI throttle, and there'll be a webcam of the it'll be a webcam of the layout, and you'll be able to use this throttle to drive around the layout. So it'll be very, yeah, I know. Oops, this one. I know, love the Windows 98 throttle. Yeah, this is just an image right now. It's not the actual throttle. But, you know, this is going to be it. So how will you prevent people from ramming the locomotive through the bumpers and off the layout? My thought for that is that I'll just limit the max speed. You know, I'll just turn the speed down enough. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use these track bumpers to shorten the tracks. And then I've got Atlas track bumpers on the ends of the tracks. And the Atlas track bumpers are pinned in. So, you know, it shouldn't happen, but yeah. So the reason I'm doing the setup this way, the reason you will go to my website, and the reason that this is the way the setup is to minimize any sort of lag. So the webcam image is a peer-to-peer image, so it's practically no latency. It's very, very, very low latency. But yeah, that's another reason why it'll be, you know, I'll reduce the speed of the locomotives. So creepy. The thought is we'll do it two ways. The one thought is that channel members, either on Patreon or YouTube, will kind of have, you know, access to sign up and use it whenever they want. And then the other thing that I will do is we'll have contests where anybody can enter, and we'll set up some sort of rules for the contest so that people can, win stuff. So instead of doing, like a giveaway where you pick a number, we'll do a switching puzzle thing for a while and, go that way. Yeah, you can use bamboo skewers. I just got some of these. These are the Rick's Picks. It's hard to see. Rick's Picks N scale uncoupling little things. But Joey's asking, what about derailments? Will this only be operable when you're around? I'm hoping that derailments will be few and far between. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. It is likely that it will have to be limited to when I'm around. I'm not 100% sure how that will work out. I'm hoping that there won't be a lot of derailments, but I'm going to set up a PSX1 on the layout, a circuit breaker protection, so, if it does short circuit and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to have microtrans couplers on everything. All the track is new, so we'll see. The camera feed is not going to be in the locomotive. It's going to be like an overhead view, a drone view. So it's a little different than like the SVL or, running on speeds layout or that kind of stuff. It's going to be an overhead view so that you can kind of see where everything goes. So, so far there's no rear railers. I took them out. Everything's just pinned, nothing's glued, so I could add them in later. But yeah, the whole thing is gonna be the DR5000 will be the DCC system. I'll probably put the DCC Concepts alpha meter in the loop just for fun. Maybe for fun I'll put maybe I can find a way to put one of the speedometers on it for fun. I'm not going to be using this. This is some DCC controlled tape light. I do have tape light up there, but it's not going to be DCC controlled. This is DR4024, which is a servo controller. So all the stuff Tom is working on with the servos, if you just want to buy a kit and just hook it up, that's what this is for. And I bought this for crossing signals for one of my modules, so this won't be on that. It'll be elsewhere. I will have the UR93 connected so that you could use any of the Digitrak's throttles. I'll also have, I'm 99% sure I'll also have Wi-Fi set up so that you'll be able to use, other sort of engine driver, Y throttle, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can learn to crash Heath's trains instead of my own. Exactly. It is Atlas track, so we'll see. We'll see how well it goes. Yeah, it does get. I can't watch two streams at once. I don't know how many people can actually do it. And that's what I might do is just glue in some guardrails. I'll pull apart a piece of straight track and I'll bend the ends and I'll make some of my own guardrails that then, maybe are a little shorter or something so that the track bumpers can still fit. You can have a CNC mounted camera to see if the cars are coupled. It would stay over the engine and the CNC could cover the whole area of the layout. Yeah, that would be impressive. That would be impressive. The current plan, God, I wish this worked. If this worked, I could show you. I don't know what's going on with this camera. It's a GoPro Hero 9, and for whatever reason, it won't stay powered on right now, and it's really frustrating. Oh, yeah. Yeah. ADD can multitask really well. Technically, you're not multitasking. Technically, you're just switching tasks quickly between one thing and the other. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Nope. Still nothing. Still nothing. It says it. It says it's. I really don't know what happened. I don't know why this stopped working. It's very frustrating though. I will say that. Uh, I will say that it's very frustrating that it's not working. I spent 45 minutes trying to get this thing working before the stream, and it just didn't want to cooperate. And it's being very finicky, and I don't know why. Oh, SD card error. That could be why it's doing it. I wonder if because there's an SD card error, if it's well, how much would people want to see the camera view? Because if people want to see the camera view, I'll keep kind of fussing with this. If people don't want to see the camera view, we can of course go on to other things. Yeah, I'm barely doing both. If we could coordinate our pauses, that's very funny. Yeah, there's another one right there. Joey's got dad syndrome. Anytime something falls over in the other room, I have to go see which kid did it. That is true. Uh-oh. Norman's had a light bulb moment. Yeah, I did think about there are some gimbals that you can set up with an iPhone and it will track things. The problem is the delay, and that's the main thing is the delay of the camera is just too high for a lot of those things, and that's ultimately, you know, part of the goal is ultimately to minimize that delay. So yeah, it's odd. Chat moves, but voice and picture freezes. I'm guessing, Lynn, that's on your side. I haven't heard anybody else say that they're having any streaming issues, so I'm wondering it might be on your side. But what about that one cam? I forget what it's called, Osmo or something. There's the DJI Osmo, which is a neat camera. So you don't want to run a GoPro with the battery in all the time. It'll overheat, but because I'm having problems and I want to see if I can get this working, I am going to put the battery in it, and we'll see if I can get this fired up at least enough so that you can see what the view is going to be. And of course, you know, we're running it through. Yeah, it's still saying SD card error. I don't know why it's saying that. I don't know why there's an error. Let's take the SD card out and see what it says if there's no SD card. No stream issues here yet. Yeah, I know, right? I feel the same way most of the time. Oh, I actually don't like this touchscreen because every time I do anything, I hit the touchscreen and it kind of glitches out on me. Yeah, I tried before the stream. I tried formatting the SD card, and something went wonky. And I tend to dox myself every time I turn on my iPhone to do something. So I'm a little bit afraid that I'm gonna end up doxing myself again with my. Okay, there we go. Well, now it just says no card. So let's see if I can get this to work. So when you have a battery in your GoPro and you're using it for streaming, what happens is it charges the battery as you go, and you end up having issues because it's it overheats because the battery charging, causes a lot of heat. So let's see. Mirror box. So I'm going to plug in just the HDMI cable. We're not going to plug in power. I think that might be part of my problem, is the power jack. I may have jacked up the power jack. So theoretically, yeah, it should... I don't know. I want it to work. I really want to be able to show this. Just because people were kind of asking. Oh, there we go. Technology, right? We all love to hate it. There we go. So that's going to be the idea. Maybe we'll get a little closer. I'll crop it, whatever, make it look. I'll make it look a little better. You can see, I've got a total mess right now on the floor. But this will be the idea. And it's pretty low latency. It's pretty good as far as the. I mean, so this is hard because I'm screen sharing and whatever, but I don't know if I can get in the shot. So yeah, it'll be pretty decent. I just realized I'll need to do something about this because it seems to be reflecting a lot of light from the back, which isn't really good. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, Adam, exactly. What I'm thinking about on the bottom is it'll be the throttle. It'll be a Panel Pro screen so that you can use Panel Pro to switch the turnouts instead of having to like type in the number of the turnout. If you got here early enough, yeah. I'm only on the second story here, so I'd have to go somewhere else to do it. My friend never had a problem with that GoPro again. Yeah, when he threw it off the 5th floor. Yeah, some guy advised me to get a long cable so they could take the camera with me to see the layout up close. Absolutely. So what'll be on the bottom is Panel Pro, probably the rules, a couple other sort of related things like that. I'll probably be using these Great Northern cars. What I like about these Great Northern cars is this is their circus series of cars, and because of that, they're all different colors. So I'm hoping that that'll make it easier to decipher which car is which without too much difficulty. Grandpa Rails, the S scale is currently in a box. I don't know where I'm gonna set it up yet. Joey, you need to log into the website to access the throttle. You can't just click on the stream. So how does somebody control switches remotely? Either through Panel Pro, or the switches will have numbers. So you can just type in the, you'll be able to just type in the switch number and throw the switch somehow. I'm getting some help with some people that are much smarter than I am, and they'll help me set that stuff up. Would adding yellow sleepers like Stan Ferris help to show on camera when the uncoupling magnets and car clearances? Would adding yellow sleepers? Oh, yeah. So that's a great question. Here we go. So I got these guys, and I'm gonna basically put one of these little worker man guys at the center of each of the couplers. So that'll be the plan. Is using those is what I'll mark them. And I may, if those aren't clear enough, I'll paint, a yellow line, or I'll paint something else. Yes, it's gonna be JMRI controlled. This is a JMRI throttle. Right now it's just an image of a JMRI throttle. For those of you that know HTML, web programming, that sort of thing, Possum Bayou, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that, Rusty. It'll go to helping me get this layout up and running. I totally forget what I was saying before that came in. They're all boxcars. You can drop them anywhere you want. You can drop them anywhere you want from a just playing around standpoint, but there is going to be a set. I'm thinking of doing a couple different things, but one of the things will be is that you can shuffle some car cards and they'll drop into places, and then you need to move the cars from one place to the other. Oh, thank you, Joey. So for those of you that know HTML, the way I did this is with iframes. And if you know anything about iframes, this is why I didn't sleep Monday night, because I got really into it and I kept I'm not a programmer. I think I've made that pretty clear in a lot of my videos that I'm a terrible programmer, and I just kind of brute forced it, and I just kind of kept going and going and going and trying 600,000 different things, and yeah, maybe O-scale switchman would be easier to see. The other thing I'm gonna have is I've got these. Apparently I can't open it. There we go. It's glued shut. I got these guys. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're signal, they're little signals, and they've got a red and a green. If you notice in the video, it's got there are red and green buttons here. So these are how you can manually throw the switches with those red and green buttons, and this'll make that happen. So I've heard that as well, but it's working. Iframes are a big reason people get hacked on websites. Yeah, it is true. You could theoretically, but the web page is going to be password protected, and even if people go to the direct links for the various iframe elements, those are protected as well. So the original way I was thinking of doing this is I would just give out the link for the camera and the link for the throttle. So you would have those links. So people that wanted to operate it, you would go to the two links separately. The only thing I did with iframe is basically embed the two links into the website so that you can do it from the website. But yeah, if you know how to read the code of a website, you can just go in and grab the link. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I can look into possibly doing this in other ways besides iframe. I don't know. The reason I chose iframes is because this is a WordPress site, and it was the only way I could figure out how to embed another something in it. If there's somebody that is good with Yeah, everyone's trying not to use them. If there's a web developer that wants to help me figure out a way to do this without iframes, I would love the help. Yep. Yeah, Jammer will host its own web server. You diagram the trap plan, configure the addresses to each switch in Panel Pro. So I'll have that switch panel, basically down here as well, so that you can just throw the switches, which is kind of cool. Yeah, my Katie uncoupling pick's really awesome for one thing except uncoupling. Yeah, I understand. Totally understand. So I'd love support with the web stuff. I haven't met some of the guys from Silicon Valley Lines, particularly probably James Brazel, is going to help me with setting up the JMRI side of it because they use it all the time and he can give me some pointers. I kind of figured this website thing out. The reason, if you don't like iframes and you want to access stuff, I can just give you the direct links and you just open 2 separate web browsers and you'll be able to get to it. The reason I did it this way is because I want to make it as open as possible for everybody to access it. And the easiest way that I found to make it accessible to other people is to create just a single link and a single password so that you don't need to know anything about, JMRI Web Throttle. You don't need to know anything about, Video Ninja. You literally just go to this website and you're done. So yeah. Joey, Late Night Model Road says, I'm a developer. Iframes are still useful for what you're trying to accomplish, unfortunately. Yeah. Now, Joey, I would appreciate it. It's very simple code. Maybe I could send it to you and you could tell me what I'm doing wrong and how to do it better. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the thing. So the guys at Silicon Valley have people in their club that work for some big companies. And they developed software, custom software, that they use so that you can run the throttles and stuff through a web browser like this. And the camera would be built right into the throttle. So all you would do is log into the throttle to access it. The problem is the person that did all that development works for a company that doesn't allow you to work on personal projects without permission. He hasn't gotten permission yet, so they don't know if they could release the code. See you later, Steve. Thank you. Thanks for coming. So they haven't released the code, so I don't know if I'll be able to get that code. I also, it works for Silicon Valley Lines because their camera for the engineer is just the front view of the camera. They have a dispatcher doing all this, throwing the switches and stuff. They have, conductor views that are, overhead views and stuff. So when you're the engineer driving the train remotely, essentially all you're doing is going forward and stopping. And I know there's more than it to that, but it's essentially going forward and stopping, and the view that you have is only the front view. To do the puzzle, I thought that the view should be bigger. I thought that the picture, the camera picture, should kind of be as big as possible, and the throttle would be smaller. So I thought it would be better not to embed it. Yeah, Joe, if you don't mind, I'll send it over to you. It's WordPress, right? So all the stuff on the outside is, coded with other stuff. So I'd literally just be sending you the 2 frames and just show you how I sort of stuck them in there. And so it wouldn't be a lot to review, but I would appreciate that because I don't have any clue what I'm doing. But it is, the page is password protected. What I want to look into is how I can change the password on the page so that, like, I could like assign people slots of time or something, and I could say, okay, you have from 1 to 2, and at 2 o'clock the password is revoked. But I don't know how to do that with WordPress, so we'll see if it's possible. Yeah, Shane, there's a couple people doing remote operations. There's SVL, a guy named Speed, Gert Mueller, who's with NMRAX, does it. Brad, who was here earlier, does some remote operations stuff. There are a couple people doing it. I wanted to do it, of course, a little bit differently, and I thought it's not prototypical operations. It's not technically a layout. It's not technically, you know, any kind of whatever or whatnot. It's just, you know, it just is what it is. Brian Rockwell fan saying hi, bye. So this is what's coming. If I get my stuff together, I'll have part 2 edited, hopefully, and out by Friday. Part 1's already out, so, you know, jump on that if you want. Check that out. Check out part 1. Came out on Friday. I guess I could try and find the link, right, and post the link, because that would probably be it'd probably be a good thing to do, right? Is post the link for the video that I posted. Let's see, get shareable link. So part 1, switching puzzle. So that's the link if you want to go check it out. So that's that. Seems very interesting. Sadly, I must be off. I'm going to be heading out myself. I think it's time. It's 11:41. I slept for maybe an hour last night. I'm a little tired. I did get a little disco nap in before my stream. But I am going to shut this down a little bit early. I love the technology. I am still going to do scenery stuff. I do want to get better at scenery stuff, and I think when I get better at it, I'll probably enjoy it a little bit more. But I do want to do more electronic stuff on this channel, and, you know, kind of do that sort of thing. Jeff's Bennington and Elkhorn Valley Railroad, welcome, sir. I remember something, maybe European, which supports very basic site almost 20 years ago, worked on a queue. You had maybe 5 minutes to play until losing control to the next person in queue. Oh, interesting. WordPress does have a lot of plugins. I think I just need to go through it and look and see if I can find a WordPress plugin for that type of thing. But that's actually a really great idea, is to set up some sort of queue system that you have specific times that you can log in, where it would work and not work. Yeah, Silicon Valley had it before the showstopper, and then they did implement it very, very quickly. Yes, Rick, there is going to be a room for a couple trees. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Great question. Will I be able to watch people solving the puzzle? Yes. The idea is that just the screen with the no, Shane, not that, different thing. Just the screen I was showing earlier, which I've now gotten out of. So let's go back into it. So this screen here, the camera and the throttle, I will likely stream it to YouTube. So anybody that wants to watch people solving the puzzle will be able to watch the streaming on YouTube. And again, that'll need to be something that I figure out where, I don't necessarily just want it streaming 24/7. So I'll, hopefully people are going to be interested in it. I guess that's, here, I don't know how many people are still here. Let's see. Is it worth doing another poll? Yeah. So let's do another poll real quick. 84% said digital, 16% said analog. No, you wouldn't. So you wouldn't need a password to just watch it. It would just be on my YouTube channel. So you would just need to find the live stream and just log into the live stream. I think I asked this. I sort of asked this already, but would operating the puzzle remotely be interesting for you? Yes, no, or I am a voyeur. V-O-Y-E-U-R? Voyeur? I don't know if I spelled that right. But yeah, would love to hop in anytime and watch. Have you thought about people using their phone browsers? Yes. I thought about it. The only way people are really going to be able to see the cars to be able to do the switching, I think, is going to be on a bigger screen. What I would like to set up is the JMRI web throttle can be accessed on your phone through, just by going and, just by going to it, right? So you can set it up on your phone to access the throttle. So what I might do would be to put a little link or something else down here where you can log into the web throttle on your phone and control it that way. So you can basically have your 55-inch TV, let's say, set up where you're watching the layout, and then you can have your phone as your throttle to control it from your home. So, yeah. Definitely. I mean, just like YouTube, I could also stream it to Discord, I'm sure. That's an interesting idea. But yeah, engine driver and Y throttle can be accessed via an IP address. So with this setup, I can give you the IP address, and you could go and use your smartphone as a throttle. You could also, if you have a TCS UWT100 or the Wi-Fi based proto throttle, you could use a Wi-Fi handheld throttle as well. This is an interesting idea. I didn't think about that. I don't know. We're going to have to see how this works. I don't know if you can pretty much see everything from this angle. I don't know if I'm going to have multiple cameras. Roy, if your answer is both, choose yes, and we already know you're a voyeur because you're here. Adam, I agree too. I want the 50. I want to know what all the hype is about, and I've been waiting for 6 months, and but yeah, so Adam, theoretically, if I get it all set up, and again, I need to work on some of the security things as well. The computer that I'm running all of this off of, it is on my office network, but that computer was completely wiped. The only thing on that computer is Chrome and JMRI, basically. There's nothing else on it. So I'm not really too worried about that part of it. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping, and Adam, if you're willing to test it with me once I get it set up, I'm hoping you will be able to log in with the UWT100, and you could do that. Mr. Pictovit soldered my first set of LED tape lights tonight, Heath. Thanks for encouraging me to give it a try. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's a good little thing to do, and it's fun. Roy ordered his UWT100 last night. Yeah. I don't think I'll do natural disasters like SimCity, but one thing I was thinking of is the fast clock can trigger DCC commands. So theoretically, I could send a command from the fast clock to basically a stationary decoder to turn things on and off. So I could use the stationary decoder on a relay to turn off the lighting on the display when people log in and out. So for example, let's say somebody's logged in, it would look like this, but I could have it look, something like this or whatever when people are, Alexa, set side shelf to blue. I could have it look like this, let's say, when somebody isn't logged in, and then maybe when somebody logs in, we could have the lights come on. And I could probably do this, actually, Rick the Tree just made a good suggestion, too. I could possibly do that with Liorn board, maybe? So, yeah, and that's basically... Unfortunately, I couldn't use my 2012 laptop because of the video. The video crushed my older laptop, but this is another older laptop that was a little newer than the old laptop, and yeah, I mean that's works out pretty well. Join the email list if you want. Once a week, I send out an email about what's going on, and at some point there'll be more about this, but I'll be posting videos about it. I'll be posting videos about how to switch stuff, how to operate stuff, and all that stuff. So, I think it's a fun project. So 28 people voted and 43% said yes. So what's 43% of 28? Who knows? Who can do that quickly? 43 of 28. I'm going to hide my phone so nobody can see. I know everybody wants to see my new passcode. So what did I say? 43% of 28. 28 times 0.43 equals. So that was 12 people. So 12 people are interested in a puzzle. Yeah, someone distract me again. Roy, I did actually dox myself a little bit earlier today. If you were paying attention. Tonight, I should say. Thank you, Stephen Wigwag. Really awesome. Thanks for being here. What are we talking about? The stat scale trains look lonely. Yeah, well, he's got cars behind him now, so at least he's doing that. What are we doing? We got 11. We got 12. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm so confused. But I'm really excited about this project. It's been a lot of fun for me to take it on. There's still a long way to go to get it to where I want to get it, but I'm very, very happy with where it's at right now, and I hope that everybody here will join me and have an opportunity to enjoy it as well. So from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.